Yo, what is going on, traders? So in this video, I'm going to show you a trade setup that we took not even an hour ago when we were live during the New York Open in the War Room. This is a VWAP play on the S&P 500, specifically SPY futures, but you can also do it on the CFD model as well. So let's just talk about the trade setup, what I was looking for, and how you can take these concepts and apply them to your own trading, apply them to your own prop firm evals or funded accounts or even live capital to actually become profitable. And once again, if you want to join the War Room, I will leave the link to that in the description of this video. So when the New York Open, you can see the shaded line difference here where it goes from blue to black. That's the New York Open. And this candle right here is the first 5-minute candle of the New York Open. This is called the settlement candle. Okay, so very rarely will we trade into the settlement candle. We will let price action play out and we will let buyers and sellers battle for dominance during the open here. And what we're looking for is key levels that we can actually enter the market in, where we can potentially find high probability trade setups. And the very first thing we normally do here is we make sure we look at the 1 hour. And I just want to point something out on the 1 hour chart here. We can see that we have sellers on the 1 hour chart that are in control. We can see, we kind of hit a ceiling price here on SPY, and we found sellers, and over the last 20 hours or so, we've had pretty good sell pressure. Now, coming into New York Open, we can see that it did open quite bearish. Sellers are clearly in control, and you see volume here. Volume's so important to watch because on futures, it's accurate. It just shows you how dominant the sellers are. Like if we have a bearish candle with no volume, that's not really a dominating performance by sellers. That's just, there's no buyers that are interested at the moment, but they could show up at any time. But when you have high volume sell pressure candles, that means as price is dropping, they are destroying buyers. Okay, so that's very important to understand there. And we can see here that we had a high volume sell pressure candle, and then we start to have a rebound of a lot lower volume. And this is what I like to see when we are looking to take a trade short, for example, like with that 1 hour higher time for momentum. We want to see volume dropping off. So we can look down here and we can see, volume has slowly dropping off. It doesn't compete with the open candle, the settlement candle. And so when we come up to a key level, like the VWAP right here, we can be a little bit more confident to jump in and short the market here, even though buyers have been in control over the last 15 minutes and it looks like price is about to pump. Now, there's a few things I watch for when I'm taking a VWAP trade. The first one's volume, right? The second one is, okay, what does the 1 hour chart look like? What we looked at. And the third one is previous market structure. Now, I don't like to take VWAP trades if previous price action has not respected the VWAP at all. So if price action looked like this, going through the VWAP, I don't like the trade, right? Because it's not a relevant indication in recent history. Now, when we're trading lower time frames, we want to look at, hey, what's relevant in the most recent history? What's relevant in the last few hours, right? We're not trading high time frames. We are trading low time frames. So what's relevant in the last few hours holds a lot more weight than anything else. And so you can see here, we had sellers show up here, right? And that's the VWAP. We had the VWAP reject buyers twice. So we have a very strong move with decreasing volume into that VWAP level again. And we can set up a trade very simple. So on ES, what we normally do in the War Room is we short that VWAP. And a lot of the times what we can also do is take a partial entry at the VWAP and add to the position if it goes into the profit. That's also very acceptable. But I really like this trade because typically we do a 10-point stop loss, which is a $10 move on SPY for our stop loss. And the beautiful thing about that is if we enter on the VWAP and the stop loss is up here, well, we're way above this previous market structure, right? We're way above it. And another thing I like is we are above 75.50, which is kind of a little bit of a psychological level as well. So we have extra defensive psychological, and you can see it price was rejected at 75.50 previously, which was close to the VWAP as well, overstretched a little bit, nothing crazy, found sellers, and boom, we're back at the VWAP. Can we find sellers again? Well, when we're trading New York Open, this is what we look for, right? Like that. That's the case that I like to build in my mind. Now, this is a one-to-one risk to reward, which is so reliable, especially when you're trading prop firm evals or on your funded accounts. One-to-one is extremely powerful because your win streaks can go crazy. And with prop firms, win streaks have way more weight because you just need to win 3 trades in a row or 5 trades in a row to hit your payout, 3 trades in a row to pass your eval. So win streaks are where it's at, trust me. That's why these one-to-ones or even an inverse risk to reward sometimes, like you would set up like this, would also be extremely effective on evals. Now, this is not the trade we set up in the war room today. We set it up like this, but that's another thing you can always do. And so this is the VWAP play, everything aligned, a very defensive stop loss, very reasonable TP, 10 points. We're not trying to come back down to the low here. We're like mid-range in this nice bullish candle right here, a very reasonable place to take your profit. So let's just see what would have happened here. We can see that boom, we actually hit this trade in 3 or 4 minutes. That's how powerful that rejection was. The anticipation of that VWAP touch was extremely high for larger institutions, and larger institutions often use the VWAP for their entries as well. So that's the trade setup, guys. Hope that helps. Try it out for yourself. Just remember all the key points that I touch on. Obviously, you can't blindly buy and sell into the VWAP every single time. That would be way too simple. But when you add all of these different confluences to your trade setup, like time of day, market structure, volume, all of the stuff, you can really get your win rate up there and just make sure you always have a reasonable risk to reward. I mean, obviously here we could have gone super tight if we wanted to, but many times it overstretches, like we had here, overstretch here just a little bit, right? So just be defensive. Don't get greedy. I know a lot of these times you can say, oh, it was sniper entry. I wish I could have, had a 1 to 5 R. That would have been nice. But in hindsight, it's always easier, right? But when you set up these defensive risk models over time, you're very stable, very sustainable. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.